Hello everyone, my name is Lily Summers. Welcome to my English podcast. Before we start today's big story, I want to say something important. If you want more fun stories like this, please subscribe to the channel, like this episode, and write your thoughts in the comments after you finish listening. Your support helps me make more content for you. Now, let's begin today's long, funny, and unbelievable story. This story is for beginner English learners, so the vocabulary will be simple and easy to understand. Even if you are new to English, you can follow the story easily. So relax, listen, and enjoy. Today's story is called The Day Everything Went a Little Wrong. It is a story about three friends, Emma, Tom, and Mia. They live in a small town called Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale is usually a quiet and peaceful place, but on this special day, everything was strange, chaotic, and very funny. I will tell the story slowly and clearly, like a long podcast. So let's start from the morning, because every great disaster begins early in the morning. Emma wakes up before the sun rises. She is a very organized girl. She likes everything clean, neat, and perfect. Her room always looks like a museum. Her books are in order, her clothes are folded, and her desk is always tidy. But today, nothing is normal. Emma opens her eyes because she hears a strange sound. It is her alarm clock. Her alarm clock is ringing very loudly. Usually it rings one time and stops, but today it rings again and again and again. It rings 27 times without stopping. Emma jumps out of bed in shock. She tries to turn the alarm off, but the alarm is crazy today. She presses one button, but nothing happens. She presses another button, but the ringing becomes even louder. She gently hits the alarm clock, but the sound becomes worse. It screams like a robot. Finally, she pulls the plug from the wall and throws the alarm clock into her laundry basket. She sits on her bed and sighs. She says to herself, "Good morning, chaos." Emma goes to the kitchen for breakfast. She wants to toast some bread. She puts 2 pieces of bread in the toaster and waits. After a moment, she smells something strange. It is a burning smell. She turns around slowly and sees that the toast is completely black. Not a little black, but very black, like a piece of charcoal. She takes the burnt toast out and throws it away. She tries again. She puts new bread into the toaster. This time, when the toast is ready, it suddenly jumps out of the toaster like a rocket. It flies into the air and hits her shoulder. Emma screams. She looks at the toaster and says, "My breakfast attacked me." She sits down at the table and says, "One broken alarm clock, one evil toaster. This day is already terrible." Now, let's talk about Tom. Tom is Emma's friend. He loves animals, especially his cat. His cat's name is Mr. Biscuit. Mr. Biscuit is fluffy, cute, and very moody. Tom wakes up and tries to pet Mr. Biscuit, but the cat hits Tom's face with his paw. Tom is shocked. He says, "Hey, what was that for?" The cat looks at Tom like Tom is the most annoying human in the world. Tom tries to stand up, but he steps on a Lego block that is on the floor. He screams in pain. Mr. Biscuit watches him with zero sympathy. Tom holds his foot and says, "Why does this always happen to me?" The day is not going well for him either. Meanwhile, their other friend Mia is having her own morning disaster. Mia loves fashion, makeup, and hairstyles. She always wants to look perfect, but today her hair does not cooperate. She looks at her reflection in the mirror and gasps. Her hair is standing straight up, like she touched electricity. She tries to brush it, but it becomes worse. She sprays water, but it becomes even bigger. She uses hair gel, but now she looks like a pineapple. Mia looks at herself and says, "Great, I am a pineapple now." All three friends are having terrible mornings. None of them know that later today things will get even crazier. But before we continue the story, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever had a morning where everything went wrong? Maybe your alarm didn't stop ringing, or maybe you burned your breakfast, or maybe your hair looked crazy like Mia's. Think about your own funny morning experience and write it in the comments. I love reading your stories. Now let's continue. Emma decides to go to school even though her morning was horrible. She puts on her shoes, grabs her bag, and walks to the bus stop. When she arrives, she sees Tom and Mia already waiting there. Tom looks tired and angry because of the Lego incident. Mia looks frustrated because of her pineapple hair. They look at each other and start laughing because all three of them look like a mess. They try to cheer each other up, but the chaos is not over. The bus arrives late. The driver opens the door. The driver is a big man with a serious face. He looks at the three friends and says, "Morning," but his voice is not friendly. The bus is almost full, and the only seats left are broken seats. Emma sits on a seat that makes a loud squeak sound every time she moves. Tom sits on a seat with gum stuck to it. Mia sits near a window that does not close properly, and the wind blows directly into her face, making her pineapple hair even worse. While the bus is moving, the driver suddenly hits the brakes. Everyone on the bus jumps. Emma's bag falls to the floor. Tom almost falls off his seat. Mia's hair becomes even more chaotic. The driver shouts at a squirrel crossing the road, "Hey, watch it." The squirrel stares at him like he owns the street. The whole bus ride is crazy and uncomfortable, and this is only the beginning of their day. The school bus finally arrives at Sunnyvale School, and Emma, Tom, and Mia step out with relief. The ride was so uncomfortable that they feel older and tired already, even though it's only 8:15 in the morning. Emma fixes her hair, Tom wipes the gum off his pants, and Mia tries to smooth down her pineapple hair, but it refuses to behave. They look at each other and say nothing, because sometimes silence is the only thing that makes sense. They start walking toward the school gate. Sunnyvale School is a large, colorful building with big windows and a huge playground. Usually the place feels cheerful and normal, but today it feels different. Most like the universe wants to challenge them even more. When they enter the hallway, they see a big sign that says, "Important announcement. Today is surprise talent show audition day." Emma stops walking. "No, no, no, no," she whispers. Tom reads the sign again, confused. Mia puts her hand on her forehead dramatically and says, "Of all days, today, Emma hates performing. She hates being on stage. She hates being watched. She hates anything that includes clapping, attention, or public embarrassment. She looks at the sign like it is a monster." Tom shrugs. "Maybe the auditions are only for people who want to join." Mia shakes her head. "Nope, it says all students must participate." All students. Tom's eyes open wide. All students, even me. Emma nervously says, "Even me." They read the small print under the sign. Every student must show any talent for at least 30 seconds. Singing, dancing, magic, jokes. Anything. Emma feels her legs getting weak. Tom looks terrified. Mia sighs loudly, but deep inside she is the only one secretly excited. She actually loves performing, even though she looks like a pineapple today. They walk to their lockers, still in shock. Emma opens her locker and a wave of colorful papers falls out and covers her completely. She stands there silently while Tom and Mia stare at her. Emma slowly steps out of the pile and says, This day is my enemy." Tom opens his locker and a soccer ball rolls out and hits him in the knee. Why does my locker attack me?" he asks, holding his knee dramatically. Mia opens her locker and a hairbrush falls out, landing perfectly on her head like a crown. She lifts her eyebrow. "At least my locker understands my struggle." Now the hallway is crowded. Students are running, laughing, crashing into each other, practicing talents, and dropping props everywhere. One boy is practicing juggling oranges, but keeps dropping them. Another girl is singing loudly too loudly and several students cover their ears. A group of boys try to perform a dance, but keep bumping into the lockers. The hallway looks like a circus. Emma, Tom, and Mia try to walk to their first class, but they have to avoid chaos like it's an obstacle course. A boy with a unicycle almost runs them over. A girl with a puppet accidentally hits Tom with the puppet's wooden hand. Someone is blowing bubbles in the hallway for no reason. Emma whispers, "This is not a school. This is a disaster zone." When they finally reach their classroom, their teacher, Miss Harper, stands at the front with a big smile. Miss Harper is a very kind teacher, but today she seems unusually excited. "Good morning, my wonderful students," she says. The class responds quietly because they already know something strange is coming. "Today is a very special day," Miss Harper continues. "You will all show your talents after lunch. I hope you are ready." Emma feels like fainting. Tom's jaw drops. Mia tries to act casual, but she is secretly practicing poses in her mind. Miss Harper starts the lesson. She writes vocabulary words on the board, but nobody is paying attention. The students are too nervous about the talent show. Even Miss Harper gets distracted and accidentally writes the same word twice. When she erases it, she knocks over her cup of pens. The pens roll all over the floor. She sighs and says, "Today is a little unusual." At that moment, something unexpected happens. Mr. Biscuit the Tom's cat suddenly appears outside the classroom window. Tom jumps. Emma gasps. Mia says, "Why is your cat here?" Mr. Biscuit sits on the windowsill with a proud expression, like he came to deliver wisdom. Tom whispers, "He escaped again." Oh no, Miss Harper also notices the cat. "Oh my, why is there a cat outside my classroom?" The students laugh. Tom slowly gets up. That's my cat." Miss Harper blinks. "Your cat?" Tom nods. "Yes, he follows me sometimes." Miss Harper opens the window and Mr. Biscuit jumps inside like a king entering his palace. The whole class cheers. Mr. Biscuit walks around the room like he owns it. He examines each student, then he jumps onto Miss Harper's desk and sits directly on her notebook. Miss Harper sighs. "Well, I suppose he is staying." Tom picks up Mr. Biscuit, but the cat wiggles and escapes. He runs across the room and jumps into Emma's bag. Emma screams. Mia laughs so hard she almost falls out of her chair. Tom tries to catch the cat again, but slips on a pencil and falls to the floor. Miss Harper claps her hands. Okay, everyone, calm down. Tom, please take your cat to the school office." Tom stands up, picks up his cat finally and walks toward the door with everyone watching. Emma whispers, "This day is truly cursed." Mia whispers back, "No, this day is a comedy movie." After Tom leaves, the class tries to continue, but nobody is focused. Miss Harper gives up and says, "Okay, you can spend the rest of the lesson thinking about your talent show idea. But please, quietly." Emma rests her head on her desk. "What talent do I even have?" Mia taps her pencil. "Don't worry, I'll help you think of something." Emma lifts her head slowly. "Please, no dancing." Mia waves her hand. "Relax, I will not force you to dance." Emma sighs in relief. Mia continues, "But maybe singing." Emma immediately panics again. At that moment, Tom returns without Mr. Biscuit. "He is safe now," he says, but his shirt has cat hair all over it. He sits down and whispers, "My life is chaos." Before the lesson ends, Miss Harper says, "Oh, before I forget, I have a question for you all." The students sit up. "Tell me," she says, "what simple talent do you have? It can be anything. Whistling, telling jokes, drawing, anything small." Now, this is also a question for you, the listener. What simple talent do you have? Can you whistle? Can you dance? Can you tell a funny story? Can you draw something cute? Write your answer in the comments. I am curious to know what your talent is. Miss Harper claps her hands. Okay, class dismissed. You may go to your next lesson. Emma stands up and says, "I am not ready for this. I am absolutely not ready." Tom says, "Same." Mia smiles. "Don't worry, we will survive. Maybe." They walk into the hallway again. And of course, the chaos continues.